We're going into the second round of the playoffs. We've seen the 1 seed get upset by the 8 seed Rockets. We've seen Harden finally beat Stephen Curry in a playoff series. And by now, there's been two sides on the Lakers. One believes that them being a play-in team shows that they have the will to win a championship, or that the 7 seed can't realistically go to the promised land, even with LeBron James. The 6 seed Jazz, led by James Harden, have been good all season, but have not shown to be consistent enough to go all the way. It's clear that Lakers coach Darvin Ham looks to attack the rookie Jameer Ware in the paint. This series seems to be more of a team ran through AD than through LeBron. In Game 1, Harden and Ware combined for 75 points, 22 assists, and 14 rebounds. Yet the valiant effort was not enough. This demoralizing blow seemed to affect Ware the next game, only shooting 3 of 11 from the field. But in Game 2, James Harden willed his team to a victory, 122-102. He scored 47 points and got 13 assists in the game. Harden, giving it all he got, ran out of stamina for the series, allowing Anthony Davis and LeBron to win the series in a deciding 6 games. Harden averaged 33 points, 13 assists, 6 rebounds on 45% shooting from the field for the series. Jameer averaged 18, 10, and 5, but it wasn't consistent enough to get the win. Davis averaged 29 and 11 for the series, while LeBron got 27, 9, and 7.5 rebounds a game to help lead the Lakers into the conference finals for the first time since the NBA bubble. Going across to the other conference, the Hawks and 76ers once again face off in the playoffs in an otherwise straightforward 5-game series. The only game the Sixers could muster was Game 3 when Joel Embiid put up a historic performance on the road, scoring 51 points with 13 rebounds on 78% field goal shooting. The well-rounded Hawks team had no problem dealing with the Embiid-led Sixers. DeJounte Murray played great defense on Maxey the entire series, and Tobias Harris was never really a factor. The Atlanta Hawks once again beat Philly to move on to the third round. Joel Embiid averaged 31 points and 13 rebounds on the series, but only on 47% field goal shooting and 30% shooting from 3, due to the fact that the Hawks could key in on him on offense every play, especially when Maxey was not on the floor. DeJounte Murray averaged 26, 8, and 8 for the Hawks, and Trae Young only averaged 22 points but got 14 assists, getting his teammates involved. The two young groups match up in the quarterfinals. Rockets versus Timberwolves was a very tight and intense affair. When watching Izzy ball, the question arises on every fan's mind if he can ever be aggressive enough to be a superstar. He had an opportunity to prove his doubters wrong after upsetting the MVP Morant-led Grizzlies. In this series, it was clear that Minnesota had no intentions of letting Izzy take over. He had to find his teammates, which worked in the regular season, but in the playoffs, the nerves of making it to the big stage hit the young Rockets. Izzy could never get in a flow, and the defense of Rudy Gobert disrupted the Rockets' rhythm. The Timberwolves ended up sweeping the Rockets, yet every game was decided by less than 6 points. The Timberwolves have now made the Western Conference Finals, the first time they've done so since 2004. Back when they were led by MVP Kevin Garnett. The Timberwolves will now have the task to beat the Lakers 4 times to move on in the playoffs. In the series, Karl Anthony Towns led the way with 33 points a game, while Jalen Green couldn't stop Anthony Edwards, allowing him to average 30 points per game as well. The X Factor, Rudy Gobert, averaged 10 and 12 with 4 blocks a game. He suffered an ankle injury in the 4th game, but returned shortly to sweep the Rockets in Houston. Izzy Ball, the number 1 overall pick, averaged 12, 5, and 5 on a league-low 29% shooting from the field, also shooting a career-low 4 of 17 from the field in Game 4. Jabari Smith and Jalen Green's 25 a game could not lead the Rockets past Minnesota, as the Rockets now have to regroup for the next season. Looking at the last second round matchup, the 1 seed Cavs versus the 5 seed Hornets, LaMelo started the series off hot, scoring 33, 35, and 30 in the opening 3 games, and after taking a 2-1 series lead, the Hornets lose their star player LaMelo to a foot injury. The injury costed him to miss 2 full games and to be limited in the deciding Game 6. The Cavaliers, after sweeping the Pacers in the first round, defeat the Hornets in 6 on Charlotte's home floor. The 1-2 punch of Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell was too much for the Hornets to handle, and Kadon Ryan only got 21 points and 6 assists in Game 4 when LaMelo missed, and 16 points with 0 assists in Game 5. And while LaMelo was clearly limited in Game 6, shooting only 6 of 17 from the floor, Kadon was far worse, shooting 5 of 21 from the floor and sealed the game on a missed layup that would have tied the game. Some say he got fouled, some say he should have just dunked it. When it was all said and done, the Hornets lose the final game 103-101. LaMelo in 4 games averaged 28 points and 9 assists a game, and Kadon averaged 16 points on 40% field goal shooting for the series. In the Eastern Conference Finals, the Cavaliers faces off against the Atlanta Hawks. Early in Game 1, DeJounte Murray injured his knee on a non-contact injury. He played through the pain, yet looked hobbled throughout the series. Due to this, there was no player that could slow down Cleveland's backcourt, allowing Donovan Mitchell in specific to light up Atlanta. Trae Young looked lost out there without his backcourt running mate, and he could not do it all by himself. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland led the way to easily beat a banged-up Hawks team. Last year, the Cavaliers nearly made the NBA Finals as well, just losing to the eventual NBA champion Miami Heat. Cavaliers look to bounce back and beat the Timberwolves and finally win their championship they have long desired. Some argue the Hawks would have made the finals if Murray didn't get limited early, although the gentleman's sweep seems to quiet all doubt. The Cavaliers, for the first time since LeBron was in town, advanced to the NBA Finals after beating the Hawks in 5. And in the Western Conference Finals, the Los Angeles Lakers went up against a young and hungry Minnesota Timberwolves team. Rudy Gobert impacted AD shooting all series, which highlighted the Lakers' lack of depth. Due to the Lakers' offensive struggles, Cat and Anthony Edwards took advantage and achieved the unthinkable. The Minnesota Timberwolves advanced to the NBA Finals for the first time in their franchise history.